Howdy, YouTube neighbors. It's still 0.6 of the demo for Dungeons Degenerate Gamblers, but I honestly couldn't stay away. I want to do something a little bit different today. I usually play very fast. I want to slow it down a little bit. I want to talk strategy, because this is a roguelike, and when you approach a roguelike, you approach it differently than you would just a regular card game. For purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to go with hearts because that's pretty much the safest of the four suits. We're going to begin with the bartender. So, blackjack is largely a game of chance. The roguelike element in blackjack, specifically the deck builder roguelike element of blackjack in this particular game comes from the cultivation of your deck. Unlike a regular 52-card blackjack deck from which both players are drawing, you know the contents of your deck at all times, and the game doesn't even make you be a card counter, which is good because that is very mentally taxing. So you have perfect information of your own deck, and after a couple of playthroughs, so long as in a later version the decks don't change, you know your opponent's decks because you will have seen them a few times. Now, your first time playing the bartender, if you don't know his deck, you might be a little bit tricked out. And I'm gonna see. Oh, well, that's a really good start for us. Now, you would think to stand on 14 against a 13 would be a really good call here, but the bartender's deck is different in that he doesn't have a mirror copy of your deck. He has ace through 10 of diamonds and doesn't have any face cards. So he actually has less hits of 10 than you do. And if you go in expecting that, then you're going to have a bad time if you try to play conservatively against the bartender. So, for example, right now, bartender has played his 6 and 7. That means that he has exactly 8 cards left. Ace through 5, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so he has a 2 and 8 chance of busting at this point. Those odds would be much higher if he had face cards in his deck, but he doesn't. Right now, our outs, if we stand on 14, are 9 and 10. Okay? 8 hits him 21. 5 gets him 18, we take 4 points of damage. 4 gets him to 17, we take 3. Ace through 3 means he hits again, and the odds are a little bit better for us. So, what we want to do is, since we have a soft 14, we're going to hit here and see if we can get a bit higher. Okay, on a 16, we're good. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. In addition to the ace through 10, he also has a single loyalty card. If you have played through the bartender's deck 10 times, just go ahead and restart. You're having a 10 carat run of bad luck. So we're going to stay on 16. At 13 here, he has the same number of bad hits and outs, but we're going to take less damage if he doesn't bust. So we're going to stand here. All right, he busts. We are fortunate. We move on. So, as much as I want to play a quote-unquote honest blackjack run, I just got Terminate the Tower after Bartender. And as of 0.6, that is a run-warping card. So we're going to take it. So, Drunk. Drunk's deck is a little bit weird. He has a 5 of hearts, a 6 and a 7 of spades, and 3, 11, 12, and 13 of clubs. So, with this particular array, if the drunk hits a blackjack with over half of his deck being clubs, it's going to hurt a lot. Now, with him holding the 11, 12, and 13, that's a little bit shakier, no pun intended. He also has 2 rules cards in his deck. So, the drunk, in all, is probably the easiest blackjack opponent we have. So, we can play a little bit more conservatively against the drunk because that 11, 12, and 13 are in his deck. So 12. He's got the 5 and the 7. So what's left are 6 of spades, 3 of clubs, and the 11, and 12, and 13 of clubs. So 3 busts, and then 2 rules cards, which should not really matter too much on a 12. So we're going to stand on 15. 15 is lethal if he busts, which is a decently high chance now. Yep, he just busted. We have lethal. We're going to move on. Joker. Okay. Select a card in an opponent play pile with a value of 8 or higher and burn it. So this is Gerald from Riviera. He has a 10 down here. I'm not sure why it's worth 3 instead of 10. I would like it better if he was worth 10. I assume that this has something to do with his Gwent value. I don't know. I haven't played Gwent, so I can't really speak to that. But so from the perspective of deck building now, at this point we are Terminate the Tower deck, and we're going to be curating our deck thusly. So that means we are looking essentially to play our best blackjack and then make our opponent bust with the strength card, whose name escapes me off the top of my head, or the sweep the leg, which will set his bust limit lower. So at this point, we're trying to play the best blackjack we can. So we're going to take the Joker, because that gives us offensive options. At this point, I'm just going to remove a card. And statistically, our worst cards are 5 through 7. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the 6, because that's my personal preference. The Gambler here. Gambler is also pretty easy, close to the drunk. He is going to bust a lot. He has 3 lucky stars in his deck. I'm not sure how the AI plays them. I tend to think that he picks 3 numbers to go with if it's the first card he plays, and then 2 and 1 depending on what numerical threshold he is at. I am not a developer of the game, so I don't know the AI, but that's what I tend to suspect. Now, on top of the 3 lucky stars, he's sporting an 11, 12, and 13 of clubs. So once again, if he hits blackjack, he's going to hurt hard. In addition to that, he also has a 5 of hearts and 2 6 of spades. So he's got a kind of weird deck, but this is completely designed around the lucky stars. And as such, we can afford to play conservatively against the Gambler, because we certainly don't want to bust in the event that he hits blackjack. So let's get to it. Okay, and I'm already proven wrong. He chose 1 on the first play. So we're at 12. He's at 19. Okay, so at 19, Gambler's going to stand regardless. So now we need to look into our own pile and see what our outs and our bad hits are. So long as we don't get a 10, so that's 4 out of our 12. He's already standing, so we know that he's not going to hit us with a blackjack, so we can afford to take the 1 in 4 chance of busting here. So that's what we're going to do. And we just got Terminate the Tower. We can force him to bust here by break limits. That's the one I couldn't think of earlier. We are going to double the value of this scratch card, so he's now to 31. I'm going to get greedy here. We still have 4 bad hits out of 11. But we have lethal if we can get up to 15. And if we miss, it's a shame, but he's also busted, so we're not going to take damage. With this in mind, we're going to hit, and we are going to bust. We got greedy, we paid the price. That's fine. It's a brand new day. Alright, so he's already busted on 23. We are at 12 again. We have 2 bad hits out of 8. Once again, a 1 in 4 chance. He's already busted, so we take the hit here. 13. So now we have 3 bad hits out of 7. But once again, he's already busted. We hit. Alright. So we basically draw again. Alright. So, we can't look at our deck during this point for whatever reason. I assume coding, but we do know what is in our discard pile. And we can extrapolate from there what we have. So, I need to take a look at the Joker again. I think the Joker only takes suit and value. So, if we were to copy the Terminate the Tower, I think he's just going to be a 0 value at that point. We have, of the cards in our deck, we have Ace through 10, Jack, Queen, King, 13, and Terminate the Tower for 14. Minus the 6, we have 13 cards in our deck. We are looking right now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So we have 5 cards left in here. 2 of them are the Queen. No, one of them is the Queen. We only have 1 Queen. We have a 9 and an 8 still in there. So three good hits if we choose the Ace for the Joker. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make the Joker an 11. And we got the 20. So we only do 2 damage for all that thinking, but it's okay. Alright. So here's the good news. That's the 6 of spades. It's just going to give him a shield. It's not going to hurt us any more than 3. So that's the good news. We'll double check. So we have a 50-50 shot here of hitting 21 and tying, but if we miss the 50-50 shot, then we're going to bust. We're going to take 21 damages instead of 3. So, and then we know that we're basically dealing with a 7 to start with next time around. So we're going to stand here. We're going to take the 3 damage. So there's our 7, as expected. So we're on 17. We have no reason at this point to do anything other than stand. And then his shield's going to go away. Well, let's just go ahead. It's already busted. Let's go ahead and break it. And we'll Joker up the Queen. Now we have 21. It's all hearts. We're going to heal up to full. And we're going to hit him for 21 here. Which is good. Alright. That's a 13 already. We have lethal now with break limits. So we're just going to stand, do the 10 damage, and move on to the next fight. This is a jack of all trades. If we're playing quote-unquote honest blackjack, this is a very good card for us. Because if we do hit the blackjack, then we get all 4 benefits, and that ain't bad. I am going to attempt the cheap room. There is 1 super bad hit, 1 kind of bad hit out of 15. So we're gonna take that. All right, we burned the 3. I'm not thrilled about burning the 3, but it's a good play. Now we have 14 cards, and at this point we're trying to get as close as we can to our face cards, our ace, and our Terminate the Tower. Oh no, don't. No. Oh no, we bugged out. I did something that the game didn't like. I don't know what, but I did. Yeah. Okay, well, dang. Alright. That's unfortunate. Okay, fortune smiles. We were able to resume right where we left off with the poker player. Alright, so the poker player is odd. I wouldn't necessarily call them difficult or not. Her thing, and this is a kind of a running theme with the first 6 or so opponents in the game, is that they're basically showing off different cards. The bartender has the loyalty card, the drunk has the rules card, gambler has lucky stars, and poker player has ace up the sleeve. A card that we are definitely looking to get in our current build if we can find it. Other than the single ace up the sleeve, she's got Jack of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, 6 of Spades, and then a 6, 8, and a Jack of Clubs. So, the Jack, especially of Clubs, is something we need to watch out for because poker player, as with anyone who has high-value clubs in their deck, can do a lot of damage in a single swing if they hit blackjack. So that's just something we need to keep in mind. Okay, she didn't get the ace up the sleeve, which is good. So we have a 19 to 18. At this point, she's forced to stand on 18, so let's just do a point of damage and keep playing. Okay, she is going to hit on 12. We've seen her 2 6s, so we know that those are out. So she has the ace up the sleeve, which she will play as an ace as the AI, because the AI opponents do not have hands. 2 8s and 2 jacks. So she essentially has a 40% chance of busting, 40% chance of hitting 20, and a 20% chance of going to 13. So obviously we're on 6. Because of where we are currently positioned, I think, since we haven't seen our ace yet, I think we're going to take Expulsion, because that gives us the potential, now that she has busted, for lethal. We need a 16 or higher to defeat her in this current round. So here we go. That's a 14. So, at this point we have 4 bad hits out of 8, but we have the chance to get lethal this turn with little to no risk to us because she's already busted. So, despite the fact that the odds are bad, they're 50-50, we are still going to hit here. We're going to take the chance. Alright, we bust out, but we don't lose anything for it. We still have the Expulsion in hand, and we still are in very good position to hit that blackjack. So, despite the fact we swung at a 50-50, which I would never ever do at the blackjack table, in this game, that's the most strategic call. We're going to stand here. Alright, so that's her 8. She still has an 8, she still has a jack, she still has the ace up the sleeve. So she's at a 19. We are now at a 15. She's going to stand on 19. So, we have 3 bad hits out of 5. Right now, we're only taking 4 damage. We'll take 19 if we miss. So we stand, we take the 14 damage. We count on the fact we still haven't played our ace yet, and we're still looking for lethal. There's our ace, 18 versus 17. That is unfortunate, but we are just going to have to do a point of damage and hope that we either have 20 or 21 next turn, because we have 2 face cards in the Joker. Ace will be in our discard pile. So, next turn is our turn, one way or another. We're going to stand, do a point of damage. Alright. So, there's our 21. Expulsion here will only do 6 damage. It will not be lethal, but we will heal up to full. So at this point we have a 10, and then we have pretty good odds of hitting 20 next turn. So once again, we're just taking it slow. We're waiting for our moment to hit her all at once for lethal. We're going to stand. Alright, 20. 16. She has to hit on 16 as an exercise in strategy. So we know that the jack and the 6 of clubs are out. She does not have a 5, so we don't have to worry about her hitting 21 with 16 points of clubs in play. Jack of hearts, 8 of clubs, 6 of spades. So what is left in the deck is the ace up the sleeve and the 8 of hearts. The odds are very good she's going to bust here. So I'm going to go ahead and play the expulsion now. It's risky, but I think it's the right play. Yep, she has busted. We have lethal. We move on. 21 of clubs. 21 of clubs would be absolutely amazing if we had Dark Mage. If we had the Dark Wizard and we could tribute cards played previously, or tribute it. If it was out of order, then that would be great. But we don't, so we're not going to pick the 21 of clubs. Hall Pass, it's a free card, gives us information, we take it. Alright. So, I see an official trump card here. We have plenty of chips, so we're going to take the trump card. We're going to take the ace of spades, and I'm going to take a queen of hearts. We want to increase the density of 10s in our deck. Alright, we have done shopping, and now we're up against the janitor. Janitor is an odd one. He's a theme deck. He is not the Timmy, what are we looking at? Not the Spike. There's a name for people in the Magic the Gathering community who just want to play flashy, fun, entertaining decks. And that's the janitor. He has 3 special cards. He's got the Hall Pass, the time card, and the key card, none of which we actually have to worry about because they're not effects that directly hurt us. They're cards that give him information. Key card can unlock cards, but we don't have to worry about that because we don't have any locking cards in our deck. And other than that, he has a 5 and 9 of every suit because that's what gets him the chips for the time card, except for hearts for some reason, in which he has a 5 and a 10. So that's what we're up against. He's probably the easiest one to keep count for. Alright, we start off with 20. He starts off with 18. 2 of the 9s are now out of play, so keep that in mind. The total value of his deck right now is low, so we need to keep that in mind if we're going to play conservatively from this point forward. I'm going to stand. We're going to do 2 points of damage here. Alright, we have our trump card. Alright, we've got 20 up against his 10. 2 5s, 2 9s are now out of play. So, at this point, the highest he can hope for is 19. So, we're going to stand here. He's not going to bust. It's going to be 19 or 20. Or, I'm sorry, it's going to be 15 or 19. He's not going to... Well, hold on. He may bust if... So, yeah, there is a scenario in which he busts. He hits a 5. That brings him to 15. He's forced to hit on 15, so he'll bust there. Nonetheless, we are at full, so there's no point in us playing our trump card to get to 21 here. So we're going to stand. Yeah, 20. So that's the 10 out of play. So we now know that the cards that are left in his deck, we have 2 9s. No, we have 1 9, 2 5s, and the key card. So he is going to have 14 on his turn when we have to start making our decisions. Well, I mean, it's not like I have much of an option, so I'm going to grab the Suicide King here. 21. I mean, obviously we stand on 21. It doesn't matter much at this point what he does. Alright, so now he's playing with a fresh deck. 11, 21 of all suits. Super good for us. And that's lethal because Jack of all trades is a Jack of clubs, so that's 10 extra points of damage, so 31 damage total to the janitor, and that's lethal. We didn't even need to use our trump card. Let's see. I'm not keen on any of this, and we essentially have what we're looking for. We're looking to basically play as good blackjack as we can until we hit Terminate the Tower. Terminate the Tower is going to inform us how we win that particular fight. So anything basically that's not a face card, that's not a 10, an ace, or terminate the tower, honestly. Or anything that you draw. Okay, if the only cards we take into our deck at this point are 10s, aces, and any card that goes directly into our hand. And none of these count, so we take none of these. Alright, Fortune Teller. What do we got? Tower. Locks the first card in play for both players. Burns. That is amazing if it hits an ace, but we can't count on it hitting an ace, so probably no. Give the player chips, permanently multiply the chips given. Next time this card is played by 2. Burns. So it's a 0 value card. Doesn't really do much for us. The Magician. Oh, the Magician. Now we're cooking. So, 3 Magic Trick card. Magic Trick card is either a queen or a 7, depending on which one's better for you at the time. 2 aces and an ace up your sleeve. Yes, the Magician is exactly what we want in this deck. Alright, now we're up against the Manager. Manager's probably my least favorite. He's the mini-boss of Area 1, Sub-Area 1. So, this is the point where, like, okay, the tutorial's over, welcome to the real game. Manager has 3 business cards, ace up the sleeve and credit card, which is worth 10, and then hits a negative 11 once it's discarded. His deck is all diamonds, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 jacks. So, the thing about the Manager is going to be, we need to not stand if we can avoid it, if he still has business cards he can play, because he can do a lot of damage to us if we stand with like a 15 and then he steals our 10 and we're only defending with 5. So that's the trick to the Manager, and I hate this guy. Alright, so he's going to start with 11 already. We're at 18. Okay, he's now at 19, and we're at 10. That's 1 business card accounted for. There's still 2 more in here. He's going to stand on 19. So we're on 17, and that's unfortunate for us because there is no sane world in which we risk busting with our current spread and taking 19 damage. So we're just going to take the 2, stand, see if we can flush out some more of those business cards. Okay, the Magician. Alright, let's talk. Manager's deck is currently 2 business cards, both jacks, 9, a credit card for 10, and a 5 and 6. So, it's best for my deck if I take the Queen. Knowing that he has 2 business cards still in his deck, if the next draw is a business card, that brings him to 15 if he steals the 7. And that means that he is in very much danger of busting because he must hit on 15, and his deck value is currently very high. So we're going to make it a 7. Alright, so he's at an 18. Okay, we know our next card's a 10. So he's standing on 18. So we're going to stand on 17. We're going to take a point of damage. Now, unfortunately, okay, so now he's back to 0. The negative 11, what that does is that gives him time to flush out more of those business cards, and that's not good for us. So we're going to hit 14 against his 10. Ah, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bad hits out of 15. But there are still 2 business cards in his deck, so it could be safe for us to hit here. Alright, so with our magic card being in play, 7 gives us 21. But, yep, he's going to steal that because he's a jerk. And that's the second business card accounted for. We still have 1 more to contend with. And he's going to heal it to full, but it's not going to matter because he's already at full. We're going to stand. We're going to take a point of damage. Terminate the tower. With the manager, if possible, I would like to one-hit kill him, because it's going to be our turn for the business cards next round. Alright, he's a 16. He's going to hit. Alright, I am going to copy the ace. So he's at 26, and now this is lethal, because we are going to hit him for 42. And manager's done. That's an ace. We take that. Alright, the giant rat. The giant rat is probably the single most annoying opponent in the game currently. He has 8 cue cards. Okay, now let me preface this for a little bit. The giant rat is the only opponent currently in the game I'm not 100% sure of, because he has so many cue cards. And as such, he keeps shuffling his cards from his hand and discard pile at the bottom of his deck. So keeping count of those cards gets very tricky. But as far as I can tell, he has 8 cue cards, and then he has a 1, 4, 5, and 8 of both diamonds and spades. He's got a 1, 5, and 8 of hearts, and a 4 and 5 of clubs. Generally low-value cards with a loyalty card in the mix. So generally, he's going to be wanting to keep it low. He is not going to bust very often. So with him, we are looking to one-shot him again. That's going to be difficult. We are definitely going to want to find his 8s with our Terminate the Tower. We're going to want to double their value, because that's how we're going to make him bust. So, that all being said, what the giant rat is generally going to want to do is he's going to want to play low, take just little bits of damage while his loyalty card builds up, and then hit you with a 21. And he's got low values of all the suits. So he's going to heal, he's going to hurt you, he's going to get a shield, and it's going to be annoying. So, that being said, let's get to it. At least he doesn't steal cards. We're going to stand on 19, because of course we are. And now we're going to watch him basically play half his deck out. Yep, so we've drawn. We're going to stand on 20. Once again, ooh, that was unlikely, but that's nice to see. Once again, we are just playing good blackjack, cheater blackjack, but good blackjack, waiting for our moment. Alright, next card's a joker. Gotta keep that in mind. So, what I would like to do is I'd like to take a look at my deck right now. Okay, all of my aces... No, I have 1 ace in play. I got 4 aces, and I have 7 cards with a value of 10. 8 if you count the trump card. So, that informs my next decision. Joker is going to be an ace. That is unfortunate. So we're now at 12. And we have 6 bad hits out of 17. So this is really bad for us. Giant Rat is probably going to hit somewhere between 17 and 20. He's going to hit between 17 and 21, or he's going to bust. He is not likely to bust. So we, at this point, are going to take, assuming he doesn't hit one of his clubs on a blackjack, we're going to take 5 to 9 damage, with more damage incoming if he hits blackjack with clubs. Thankfully, it won't be too much more damage, because his club values are only 4 and 5. But taking 5 to 9 damage is a lot less bad than taking 17 to 21 plus. So we're going to stand on 12. And we're just going to accept that, oh yeah, we got nailed for 9. That's fine. We do what we got to do. So he's got a shield now. Which is, we're going to heal up because of our blackjack. but we're not going to do any damage. Well, we're going to do 8 less damage because of a shield. I mean, assuming, of course, she doesn't assemble 21 there. Once again, we are just waiting for our moment. I would like to play the ace now, but now is not our moment. So we're going to hit again. We're going to take the queen. We're going to stand on 20. Once again, just whittling the rat down. At this point, we can win by making him bust. So we're going to take the break limits, and we're waiting for our moment. 14 is not our moment. 4 bad hits out of 10 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Ace of Hearts. We're going to go up to 15. Oh, okay. That doesn't count as a hit. Oh, well, I thought that would count as a hit and we'd get to see another card, but it doesn't work that way. I mean, I guess you're cheating an ace into play. Why would your opponent think that it was his turn? So we're going to have to stand on 15, unfortunately. It's not our moment yet. We're going to take 4. Okay, that's an 8 in play. That's a good sign for us. We got a 12. 3 bad hits out of 8. We're going to take the risk. And we're going to pay for that risk. 17 points of damage worth of payment. I'm going to stand on 15. Once again, not our moment. With a giant rat, it's a patience game. It is all about the patience. Well, we got lucky on this one. Card sleeve. Choose a card that is currently in play and lock that card, then burn this card. This right here is high risk, high reward for us. Once again, if we can lock an ace, that's great. If we can lock a 10 value, that ain't bad. If we lock anything else, that's a problem. To that end, I'm going to say no. I'm tempted to take the 10 of diamonds to add another 10 into our deck, but at this point we're a little bit bloated. We saw how long it took to get to our Terminate the Tower card, and that's our win condition. So we need to be cognizant of that. We're going to skip here. There's only 2 chances to purge a card in your deck so far in this game, one of which is completely random, so we need to keep deck bloat into consideration. Especially since we're playing so few cards a turn because we have so many 10 value cards in our deck. Alright, so the Decromancer has 14 grave cards. Because of the way the AI works, those cards are any random value from 6 to 10. And then he's got a 1, 2, and 3 of each of the 3 suits except for spades, which only has a 2 and a 3. So, with the Decromancer, and this is, I think, part of why he has so many hit points, the Decromancer is likely to bust often. So we can play a little bit more conservatively on our hitting and standing with the Decromancer than we otherwise would. So, let's get to it. We're going to start with an ace. Ugh. And we're going to draw a second ace, apparently. Neat. Alright, so he's on 12. So, statistically, he is going to hit a grave card, and that's going to be 6 to 10. So he's going to end up with likely a high value 18 to 21 here. Good news is those are spades, not clubs, so he's not going to do extra damage to us. Nonetheless, because the way we've curated our deck, we have basically drawn the worst 3 possible starting cards. And we have 6 bad hits out of 17. Against the Decromancer, that is not a risk worth taking, so we stand on 12. Yeah, he's at 19, we take 5. We knew it was bad when we drew it. Alright, we got our magician. We have the ace up the sleeve. So, that is a 19. So if we have blackjack here, then that's a jack of all trades. So we're gonna heal up 10, and we're gonna do an extra 21 on top of the 2 that we're dealing. So now is a good time to play the ace of clubs. I probably wouldn't have played it if that wasn't the jack of all trades, but because that was our moment to strike. Alright, our official trump card, and we definitely want queen here for blackjack. That is a no-brainer. Another 21 damage. Another blackjack. $16. So, let's do a quick survey. We have 1 grave card here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that he has 6 grave cards remaining. And let's see, we've seen the... Let's do it suit by suit. We have not seen the 1 and 2 of diamonds. We have not seen the... We've seen all the hearts. We have not seen the 1 and 2 of clubs. We have not seen the... We've seen all the spades. So, if he hits 21, he's going to hurt us a bit because of the club's in play. But we have 11 points of shielding, so we can afford to stand on 16 and pretty much assume he's probably going to paste himself with a low-value card and then a high-value grave card. Worst-case scenario, he does a couple points of damage to us, so we stand. Oh, but he busted. Look at that. 2 grave cards in a row. I like 20 here. We still have the trump card in play, so there's no reason to get excited. We still haven't seen Terminate the Tower yet. Alright. I really wish I could look at my deck when the Joker comes into play, but I guess that's part of the skill here. It appears that all of our aces, if I've done my count right, are in the pile. We still have plenty of 10 values, so the play here is an ace of clubs. Yep. We're going to stand, and that is lethal. We didn't even have to play our trump card. We didn't even see Terminate the Tower. I'm keen on not adding anything here. Alright, now here comes the Collector. So the Collector is going to have his 3 cards of his deck are going to be shown here, and that can change if we trade with him. I would definitely like to get rid of my 4, so I will trade him that. So we know that he's got... By the time we're done trading, he is going to have a birthday card, he's going to have a hall pass, and a 4 of hearts. In addition to that, he has a 21 of hearts, and he has an 8 and 9 of spades. He has 4 Charizards, which are worth 10, but if he can sell the Charizard to us and give us another 10 if he would bust by playing it, and so you can count on that happening. 2 double back cards, which do nothing. He has a trap card that we have to be mindful of, and having a key card will be very nice for that. He has a Kanban card, a card sleeve, and a Jack of all trades. So he's got a pretty good deck. I'm definitely going to be trading my hall pass for the break limits, and I'm definitely going to be getting rid of my 4 for a key card. I'm keeping my Jack, though. He can have his birthday card. Alright, so now that we know what's in his deck, let's get it. Alright, so Terminate the Tower. He has 30 hit points. I have a break limit somewhere in my deck already, so how we're going to win this one is either by getting lucky or by one-shotting him. So we're going to take the expulsion. Alright, he's going to stand at 18. We got a trump card. 15. Okay, so we know the Jack of all trades is now out of play, which makes me very happy. And we know that his 8 is out of play. The 21 is still in play. Several 10s are still in play, and the 9 is still in play. So I'm happy to take 3 points of damage here, knowing that eventually I'm going to heal that back up. Interesting. Why didn't that lock my ace? I guess it only counts for his cards. Bummer. I wish that had locked my ace. Alright, 19. 19 is not our moment. We're going to stand. That's a trap card. Okay, he's going to sell us some Charizards. 14, 24. Dang, we're going to take a whole bunch of damage because of the trap card. Nothing we could have done about that. So we definitely want to use our trump card when we have high hearts in play to try and heal some of that. Now, admittedly, this is the last fight, but I'm going through the strategy as if the game continues from here, so keep that in mind. Queen of Hearts. I'm happy to get aggressive here, actually. I want to heal 10, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the sure thing. We are going to make this an 11 of diamonds, and we're going to stand on 21. Unfortunately, he too got his 21, and he would have paid for that dearly if... if only I had my own break limits here. But them's the breaks. That's blackjack for you. Unfortunately, we don't even get to heal because we didn't win with our blackjack. That was as unlucky as that probably could have gone. Sold us a Charizard for some inexplicable reason. That's fine. Joke's on you. I'm into having cards worth 10. And there's the break limits. Oh, but the break limits has to be played now. I'm going to double the value of my own break limits then. So this break limits doesn't go directly into hand. It's in play. And that's definitely worth noting. Alright, going to stand on 20. Still not my moment. Oh, which card did he lock? Okay, he blocked a blank card. Tell me it wasn't the Jack of all trades. That would have made me weep. Alright, we got ourselves a heart-filled blackjack. He's going to stand on 18, baseball card. We haven't seen baseball card yet in this series, so each time this card is discarded, permanently reduce its value by 1. So it starts at 10 and it goes down by 1. When its value is reached to 0, burn it, permanently remove it from your deck, put an old sleeve and a baseball card in play, and permanently add those to your deck. I'm not sure what the old baseball card does off the top of my head. I apologize for that. Anyway, we're going to stand, obviously, because we want to heal up. 19 versus his 23. That's already lethal, but let's add injury to insult. I couldn't even tell because of the pixels how many damage. 19 times 2, what is that? That is 38? Yeah. And that's the collector. Now, blank card. Oh, buddy. This deck is starting to get hot now. This is the playing real blackjack kind of deck that I envisioned last time I played and completely failed out. So we take the blank card. Unfortunately, once again, that is the end of this particular demo, but you can tell why I'm so excited about this game eventually coming out. Please, developer, please take your time, do it right, because I'm gonna love this once it's done. I love it already. I know I'm gonna love it once it's done. And knowing what's in your opponent's deck, knowing what your outs are, what your strategy is to defeat the encounter, because you're not here to win hands of blackjack. Winning hands of blackjack eventually is going to end your run, because you simply cannot win enough hands over time to beat opponents with tuned decks that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. You just can't. So, knowing what's in your opponent's deck, knowing exactly what your plan is to take that particular opponent down, that's what's going to be the key to victory once the remainder of the game is installed, and once hopefully, higher difficulty levels and higher challenges come out. And I'm really looking forward to it. So, I had a good time and hope you did too. I hope I was able to impart some of my nearly 4 decades of blackjack wisdom on you. And I will see you next time.